Go blue, everyone. Hope is back on the menu. And Matthew Shelton from Wildcat Report joins TJ and me for the Northwestern Preview. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And here we go with another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live, our 225th episode, which it feels like just yesterday we were at like our 60th, and that's wild just to think about. Northwestern week here at Michigan Wolverines Live. My name's John Diadamo, and I'm going to be taking you through the next bit of time here. We are on YouTube, we're on X, we're on Twitch, and we sound good on radio. So check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart. Leave a rating or review. And as you come in, very important today, especially because we are competing against basketball, shooty hoops right now. Go ahead and hit that like button. It just takes a second. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell to know when we're live. And of course, share with a friend. You share this link out with a friend. If everybody does that, everybody shares it with the message boards, the Discord chats, and everything else, we are going to make this thing exposed and visible to the most people we can. So we would appreciate that. And of course, as always, if you have a comment or question for TJ, myself, or our special Northwestern guest coming up later in the show, send a super chat and we will read it right on air. You'll get top of the line. And with that said, let's bring on TJ, coming off of a great show last night with Minnie that I thought was great. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Excited. It's game week. We're back. The playoffs have started, John. We are in playoff mode. That is where we are as a program. Every game is do or die going forward. So I'm actually excited about it. Let's see how the boys handle it. Let's see how Sharon prepares the troops. And it looks like I hit a hotkey.
Oops.
Oh, that's a hotkey. Who knew?
Hotkey.
But I had no idea. Lesson learned. But no, it'll be interesting to see how the team responds to this, because the reality is backs are against the wall, do or die. So let's see if they can figure it out.
And Sharon said it himself. It's a different season this season, right? And he was asked, is this like the Northwestern game last year where, you know, this began after the bye week, this begins the rallying cry? Well, it's a little bit of a different situation because Michigan still technically has everything in front, including potentially the playoffs and a Big Ten championship. Here we go. We want to, well, obviously we want to say hi to Russell and Beats and Treats and a lot of people watching Shooty Hoops while we're on as well, which we appreciate you guys coming on and checking us out. Go Blue. Call a timeout, Dusty. Just do it, Dusty. Call that timeout. So great stuff there. Hey, everybody. Great to see all of you. Goat since Yost is here. All right, let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors. So obviously, our longest running sponsor for 2 years now nearly is Win Agency. So at Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 3 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat to run your own marketplace, Medicare, and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365. So hit them up. They're here to help. Got the links coming right at you in chat. So if you need Medicare help, we got you covered right now. If you need marketplace help or life insurance, here come those links. Boom. And you can just do a little self-serve. Click that link, put in some information, get yourself a quote. Don't even need to talk to anybody to get it. And then once you get to that point, then obviously Win Agency will help you out. And yes, they even help out rival fan bases with whatever needs they might have too, including Ohio State.
They're there for the rivals, man. Good people.
Absolutely. And Michigan Live also sponsored by our friends at Healthy Dogma. Healthy Dogma is owned by Michigan alumni who know what loyalty means. For decades, the May family has cheered in the big house and always brings that same dedication to crafting clean, Michigan-made food for dogs. Check out healthydogma.com and use code 25GoBlue because Michigan loyalty extends to our 4-legged friends too. And heck, just try some treats. Dogs love treats. Got some duck flavor right here. So you don't need to go all out at first. Just see if your dog likes the treats, and go from there.
Yeah, give it a shot. Real food, real ingredients. Take care of your dog. Their family too.
Yep. And there's that link as well. So if you click that, it'll automatically apply your 25% off. Don't even need to do anything after that. And then finally, we do want to thank Ryan for getting the ball rolling and gifting 5 Those Who Stay Will Be Champions memberships. And I didn't mention to TJ before, so TJ's hearing for the first time. I am considering a members-only watch party this week. That's right, folks. A members-only watch party. So let us know in the chat if you're a member and you want a watch party. Let us know that that's something you're interested in. It's something one of our other members has recommended to me that we try. So I will be leading that up and maybe taking a few calls. And so it's a noon game, so we might as well have some fun with it. Let us know if you want a members only stream for the game. Obviously, I can't show the game because then I get a copyright, but we can put the score up and we can talk about it while we're watching, and should be a little something different. Should be a little something different. So let us know. Certain someone recommended this. I'm not mentioning any names, but certain someone. All right. So sounds like we do have 1 vote for it. So keep us posted. All right. Well, with that said, the question of is hope back on the menu?
Yeah.
So there's been some debate about the college football playoff. I was in Menace chat going back and forth with some Menace Army people a couple days ago. And they were saying, hey, even if you win out completely, maybe you don't get in. And I would strongly push that back because even now, I mean, Michigan just faced the bye week, but Michigan has gone up to 18. So if Michigan wins out, TJ, is there any possibility that you envision if Michigan beats Ohio State again, beats Northwestern, beats Maryland, that they would leave out Michigan?
No. No, and I'm not even being a biased fan. And what's interesting, John, is like you got to think who was the audience in the chat. Mainly a Buckeye contingent in the Menace chat. And it's not a shot at Menace. It's just, it's just what it is, right? And look, the reality is we handle business, right? You beat Ohio State, who is currently ranked what, John?
1.
All right. So you don't think the team that beats the number 1 team in the nation at 10-2 in the Big Ten, the second strongest conference in college football, isn't going to get into a 12-team playoff? You think one of the biggest brands who generate the most revenue for sponsors, for the college football playoff, for college football, for NIL isn't going to be in the college football playoff? Okay, so here's the proposal I'm going to make. If anybody would like to bet me, and we can make public bets on Twitter, I'm willing to go up to, I will do $100, $50 to $100 individual bets up to $1,000 fucking dollars. If anybody wants to bet me that if Michigan goes 10-2 and wins out the next 3 games and does not make the playoffs, I will take that fucking bet. That is a public offer. If you do not pay me when I'm right, we will be owning your ass every show, and I will make sure publicly on Twitter you will need to pay your fucking bets, because I will pay my bets. But I can promise you, and I know I'm putting money. Oh, you're gonna power this conversation with money. No, fuck that. I know we're getting in. If we go 10-2, we're getting in. But regardless, I'm just willing. That's how confident I'm willing to. I'd be willing to put up $1,000 on this, no problem. We are going to get in if we win 10-2, John. There's no reason we wouldn't get in. And we have another topic we're going to get into later in the show that shows, metrically speaking, John, we are actually a damn top 10 team, metrically speaking. So there's no reason the committee would leave us out. That's where my position on this.
Yes, and Garrison is not, for the record, one of those fans, because he has said we would be in at 10-2. Well,
anyone who knows college football, take the rivalry out. There is no Big Ten team that is 10-2 beating the number 1 team in the nation, if it happens, not getting in the college football playoff when they are one of the largest brands in college. This isn't Florida State. And what I mean by Florida State, I mean a 4-team playoff. This is a whole different scenario. Okay, whole different scenario. Yeah, to me, I think it's a crazy argument. I mean, and I know I'm a Michigan fan, so that's why, there's probably a rival saying, well, that's why, TJ. It's not, though. You could be Oregon. You could be Penn State. The same path, John, right? If these teams were in Michigan's position with everything in front of them, 3 games, last game of the year against the number 1 team in the country, who has, looked like the number 1 team in the country, and you beat them, they're not going to not let you in. That's not going to happen.
Ryan agrees. Ryan with the 10, they win out, they're in, aka Michigan. Ohio is the key, and they're in our barn this year. And I mean, it's 1 game at a time. We are going to be covering in detail the Northwestern game later today with Matthew Shelton from Wildcat Report, and they're no slouch, right? They're no joke. They have an offense. We're going to Wrigley Field. First time in a baseball stadium in a little while, I feel like, for the Michigan football team. But that's going to be very interesting. But yes, the passing game needs work. We know that. But look at this EPA. So we have this graphic. It's an efficiency rating, right? Of college football's most efficient teams.
Yes.
And as you can see from this,
right.
And this is on defensive and off. So offensive is on the y-axis, defensive on the x-axis.
That's right.
And as you can see, Michigan is right next to schools like Texas, like BYU, with just around some of the top SEC programs, and I mean, literally right there.
Michigan
we've got a real opportunity here, and I think run defense is there. Defense is there. Special teams, and passing, but but hope is on the menu.
John, and this is why I wanted to go over this graphic with our audience, because for one, this has us 10th in the nation. Okay. And essentially being in this upper right quadrant, this means you have a good offense and a good defense. Okay. You are in the 1% of college football. Okay. Being in this quadrant where we are ranked, which is about 10th. Michigan, although has not looked elite, or at times we've had our moments where there's been some inconsistent play, or there's moments where we know the team should play better. Like if we're going to break it down, listen, Michigan's got the number 12 running game in the nation, the number 18 defense in the nation. Its passing game is ranked 106. We are very aware of the flaw of this team. Okay. Very aware of where our team stands. But the reality is, and I this is what I mean by, like, somebody came at me a couple, like 3 weeks ago. I went off on a post game and I said, the problem with a lot of fans is they don't pay attention to the rest of college football. They just lock in on their team. They see the highlights on Sports Center. They see the highlights on a post game, all this, but they're not truly. The reality is a lot of teams are not that good. A lot of teams are about average. A lot of teams have a lot of flaws. I got into a debate today. I know Garrison was in the chat. We were debating today a little bit like we typically do. The debate was, how many elite teams are there really in college football this year? As an audience, think to yourself, how many are truly elite? Sure, Ohio State looks like the best team in the nation, but they will tell you we have a running issue. We may have an offensive line issue. You look at any of these top teams, whether it be Texas A&M, their defense, what they're ranked. You have all these teams have a flaw or flaws. None of them are, and the word I used in my debate earlier is juggernauts. There does not appear to be a juggernaut this year. Now we'll see how Ohio State does in the playoffs. Last playoff, they were a juggernaut. We'll give them their flowers. They played well. We gave you guys motivation. You're welcome. But the point being, John, is Michigan's not in as bad a position as a lot of people want to say. We have everything in front of us. We have 3 games to go. It's up to the boys to respond and execute. That's simple. And we can. Now, does the passing game improve? We just come out of a bye week, John. Are we hitting on the areas that have been issues? Let's hope so. I cannot stand here. I cannot sit here and say, oh, boys, we're going to come out of this bye week. We're going to kill it. The passing game is about to be top 50. I can't even do that. All I can simply present is what Michigan needs to do. And just like you guys, we're going to find out Saturday if they come to that field and they can do it. That's just where we are. So I think a lot of us would agree, Northwestern, we should win that game, John. Maryland game, I think we feel good about it. We're not taking any of them lightly. They're respectable opponents, right? On the road, whatever. Then we got Ohio State. And when that game comes, we'll focus more on that game. But right now, it's one game at a time. Michigan is in the playoffs right now. We are in the playoffs right now. We are playing for our lives. We are playing for our program's destiny, right? So I just wanted to share. Now, again, people will now, and listen, and let me give a counter argument here, John. Let me give a depth, because I love doing that. I love challenging my own positions, John.
Sure.
I'm really about that. Someone might argue, well, the reason why you're even in that right quadrant is because you had Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes led your offense. Justice Haynes was your offense. Jordan Marshall has stepped in. Is he as elite as Heisman potential candidate, if healthy, Justice Haynes? No, he's not, but he's damn good. Damn good running back.
He's damn good.
One of the best running back, probably a top 10 running back in the country. So, if Jordan Marshall had the carries that a RB1 really would have and didn't have to split them, right? So Michigan has, and not only that, is the offensive line appear to be coming together? Does it look like our top 5 guys are actually been found? Maybe. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The defense does appear to be getting better. I think we would all agree that it's doing what it did last year. It's trending up. So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Michigan, if anyone's out on the season, in my opinion, too early. And I also think you need to just take a breath. Everything's in front of us, John. The team is actually playing pretty good. It's actually playing pretty now we have our flaws, but it's actually playing pretty good. Top 10 in college football right now, metrically speaking. Go on.
So like you said, there's a lot of parity in college football right now. A lot of that's due to NIL, the transfer portal, and some of these aspects where before you had 3-4 teams that were these uber elite teams, and then everyone else, your Alabamas, your Clemsons, your Georgias, teams like that. Ohio State was usually in that mix, right? However, this year, the only team that I would argue has consistently looked elite is Ohio State.
Agree.
Even Indiana, the number 2 team in the nation, had a dogfight against Penn State to the point where it took a last 40 seconds of the game heroics to win that game for Indiana. So against fraudulent Penn State.
It's true. But I mean, it was on the road. It was a road game. I mean, I think the gritty win, but I mean, listen, I'm not going to hold it against anybody who wants, because everyone knows, and I got some shit like, oh, you talk about Kurt Signetti too much. I like Kurt Signetti. But I think Indiana's a damn good team, but I mean, it's fair. It's if people want to use that, but I mean, I would just my argument would be it was on the road. They gutted out the victory. But fair. All right, whatever. I'll let it be, John. I'll let it stand. It's up to Indiana to defend itself. If it wins out, then they do their job. If they don't,
100%. And if they win the Big Ten championship game, then
exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, that's the final word.
Yeah.
So my point is there's a lot of parity in college football. And because of that, Michigan has every possibility to be high in the rankings, assuming continued wins. Now, how to get there is the question. Well, Sharon Moore talked about it on Inside Michigan Football, where he was they are actually admitting that they're aware of some of the issues. They're admitting that the footwork for Bryce Underwood was an issue that he needs to work on. They were also saying they know that the passing game needs work. He said that Jamar Browder, he is planning to play Jamar Browder more in the 3 games coming up. So apparently that is a plan to get him more play. Sometimes what Sharon says doesn't come true. So I do have to give a big asterisk there. But at the same time, it's they do know that some of these issues are happening. Do I trust Chip Lindsey to devote some more time to quarterback coaching? He's got more going for him in his history than not. And so I'm going to give it this bye week. If Michigan was able to blow out Northwestern last year after the bye week, let's see if they can harness that same magic after this bye week and win on the road at Wrigley Field and get a home run.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to find out, John.
Ryan says, let TJ cook. Yeah, TJ cooks all right.
Because I think, John, to that point,
yeah.
I just feel like people are not, and look, you're free to challenge my position. College football's not fucking good. There's a lot of not good teams, man. And a lot of teams are look how many coaches have been fired, John. We need to have perspective.
Brian Kelly.
We need to have, LSU's trying to jip his ass. We need to have, by saying he wasn't fired. How funny is that? Anyways, that's hilarious.
He was locked out of the building.
No, John, he wasn't fired. Now they have pause. He didn't show up to work. Son of a bitch. But, bro, look, I'm not promising playoffs, but I'm simply saying, what the fuck is not true? Shut the fuck up, brother. Dude, Garrison, what is not true? That fucking college football is mediocre this year? It is fucking mediocre. There's not a lot of good fucking teams. Why? Garrison, your team's not even that great, but it's the best this year because everyone fucking sucks, dog. Who the fuck is good? Oregon? The hell are you talking about? The only reason you want to say that college football, there's just more parity. There is more parity. That's not a false statement. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the reality is There aren't a lot of good teams. And because you are at the top of the fucking mountain right now, you are defending the position that college football, there are good teams. And all these teams don't have flaws. They all have fucking flaws. You can't name Indiana. What's in Indiana's unproven still? Still have to prove themselves, even though they won in Oregon. Yeah, they had a close game against Penn State. Texas A&M, you yourself, Garrison, are not even all in on Texas A&M because of their defense. Like, what are we talking about? So then what teams are awesome? Is it fucking Alabama? Is it Georgia, who's been mediocre? Come on, bro. I mean, Oregon.
And even Ohio State has the 74th run defense or run offense, rushing offense in the country.
Maybe Garrison thinks Arch Manning at Texas is elite. Maybe. Now I'm putting words in his mouth, but maybe that's his position. I mean, I know it's not, but bro, it's not. It's a down. Like name the star quarterbacks this year, Garrison. He's gonna say Julian Sayin. Dog, there are no fucking elite. Have you? All right, Garrison. All right, Garrison. I'm arguing with you.
You're not even arguing with me. Julian Sayin and Ty Simpson are the only.
I hear Garrison's argument in my fucking head right now, John. Hold on. Let me just have this. Let me just talk to myself.
Okay.
When you look at the Heisman winners the past few years and you look at their total touchdowns, look at the quarterbacks this year. There's a fucking gap the size of the Grand Canyon. It is a down year, big dog. That's my position.
Yeah, I'd say Julian Sayin, Ty Simpson. They're the only two quarterbacks that are like in my opinion, at another gear.
Dude, Julian Simpson, Julian Saints played very well. I'm not hating on
completion percentage is extremely good. Touchdowns to interceptions. Like he is at the top of the heap. He's very accurate. And you could also argue Mendoza is up there, Indiana. But at the same time, it's like you're right. Like there isn't. It's really just a couple. Like Ohio State, I would say, is in kind of a league of its own. And then you've got a bunch of mid. And it just depends on the game and where they're playing. And you got a bunch of mid.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have a lot in college, to your point, John, where if these teams played each other twice, they may go 500. Like, that's where we are. And this is actually very interesting by New Life. He's not wrong. Indiana has won at Autzen, Kenneck, and Happy Valley in the same season. Has Michigan ever done that? I mean, well, because Oregon just joined, that's not an easy thing to even achieve. But to his point, I mean, those are tough places to win. They've gotten it done.
It's true. Yeah, I think here's the reality. Like, does Michigan have stuff to clean up?
Absolutely,
of course. But there's enough positive that I think because I don't think it's play call. Like Chip Lindsey's play calling has been, for the most part, pretty good. I've liked his concepts. I've liked his flow. The only times I haven't liked it are when it's looking like Sharon Moore's kind of getting in there again, and kind of maybe interfering or pushing a certain concept through. But for the most part, the offenses look pretty good. And if Bryce Underwood can take some of these, I'm sure he's getting coached on footwork, on throwing motion, on that side throwing motion he has sometimes. And I have a feeling that he will be working on that very heavily. And he's ready according to Sharon, he's ready to come in and work and do what he needs to do.
Underwood is in a very normal phase for a young quarterback. He's in his head.
Yeah.
He's in his head. He's not innately just playing. And that can happen. He has a bye week to get out of it. He will. Listen, I've said this before on a scale of 1 to 10. What's my concern level with Underwood? It's 1. I'm not concerned. These are very natural hurdles for a young quarterback who's as young as he is. And these were the things I spoke about in the offseason that I was concerned with. Now, again, I said this on, I don't know, maybe last Thursday. No, I did not expect Bryce Underwood to play like he did at Purdue, or against Purdue. Like, clearly a bad game. Clearly. That said, listen, Let the season play out. He has a legacy building game at the end of the year. Let's see how he plays. Let's see how he steps up. What if he balls out? What if he shines? What if Underwood, like, people want to act like we've not seen Underwood play very fucking good. Yeah, we have. We've seen Underwood play. The very first games he even played was impressive as shit. His composure. He'll be okay. He'll
CMU was excellent. Even USC, even though we lost, like the offense, Bryce played pretty well. Washington, especially in the second half. So there are moments of positive, but he is 18. He is a true freshman, and we need to remember that. Like, if you look at all the true freshmen playing, I would argue he's up there with the best true freshmen that are playing right now. Like, can we even name a lot of the other true freshmen that are playing? So I think he's up there. His completion has gone up to 60%. And we have said the last couple of years that a completion percentage for a running quarterback, it's okay to be in the low 60s, like 60, 61. You don't even have to be Cade McNamara level 64 because he's got that running ability. It's an entire new tier. And he's even at his worst, he's been able to show running ability, running the ball when he's allowed to do so, that is.
Yeah. I mean, let me just say this. There's no reason to draw conclusions. I say stay in observation mode and listen, we got 3 games. The answers are going to come. We're going to know all we need to know the next 3 weeks. Okay. It's going to let us know, where's this program at? Is Underwood out of that funk? Clearly, we'll learn that. And where is this program positioned for the future? And then we're going to find out in the offseason, how serious is Michigan really about this? Because it better be an aggressive offseason. Now, I want to put out a caution of good word. There's word that they're going to be aggressive in the portal. But let me just say this, since we keep things honest around. They said that the last 2 years as well. Okay. Yeah. They always say we're going to be aggressive in the portal. Well, you better be, because I promise you this show will hold them accountable.
Oh, 100%. And we have been.
Yeah, that's right. I know. That's why I promise it. And I'm going to tell you this too. Like, if they do not, okay, John, our running game is ranked 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Defense is 18th. Can be better. I think we can all agree. It's not to the top 10, top 5 level it should be, but it's still 18th. Respectable. 106 passing game. Get some fucking weapons. They know. They better know. But word is they know. So we'll see. We'll see how they do, boys.
Yeah. I need to see Macaulay step up this year. Like, I want to see Andrew Marsh is about to overtake him. He's within a few yards of overtaking Macaulay as the top receiving player. Right. Yeah. So that's alarming because I mean, look, Marsh is a friend of the program. Love his play. Is he the deep threat that even Macaulay could be? I think he's better on the Z concepts and some of the kind of more medium balls that we need to hit on the perimeter and even sometimes in the middle. But we need to see Macaulay step up. And we need to see Zach Marshall get more play. Zach Marshall's 6'5". He's got good hands. And they keep trotting out Marlon Klein. Love Marlon Klein, but since the first game of the season, he hasn't been there. Well, put Zach Marshall out there.
Yeah. So I had this, it was either post game or I don't know, last week. I said we have, and Garrett ran with us, or Garrison ran with us, where I said we have a lack of talent. Yeah, we do have a lack of talent in certain position groups. Tight end, wide receiver, interior defensive line. The fuck? Who doesn't see that? Who's arguing that? I think if you want to argue that, you're crazy. We don't have the depth behind it. We don't have the answers right now in the room. These are concerns, but they can be fixed. Now, I do think interior defensive line is harder to fix than the other two. The other two, actually, I don't think are be very. I mean, as long as Michigan can get the talent to come here. Now again, the talent may be like, whoa, shit, 106 ranked offense. So I really want to go to that. Now Chip Lindsey and co, they have to sell these kids. Look, it's 106 because you're not here. I need you here. You come here, we could be a top 30 offense, top 25 offense. That's what needs to be sold. Don't lie. But, we'll be the number one offense in the nation. No one's selling that shit. But we could be an effective, dynamic offense with more playmakers. No question. I have the best running back in the nation coming to my running back room next year. I have Jordan Marshall already in my running back room. I have Bryce Underwood, extremely talented quarterback, one of the best to come out of high school since Trevor fucking Lawrence. I know he hasn't played to the level of Trevor Lawrence, but we're just simply saying, talent-wise, the kid is very fucking talented. Like, he's very skilled, has a lot of ability. There's plenty of opportunity with this offense. But
I think
you need the horses, John.
Yeah, you need the horses. I still think we have yet to see Bryce's breakout game this year.
No, we haven't. It's going to happen at the end of November when he whoops Ohio State's ass.
There it is. Before we get to our special guest who's waiting in the queue here, we do want to thank Earl with the $4.99. Michigan should hire Joe Sloan. And this is not the first person who said this. Agreed. Michigan should hire Joe Sloan as their quarterback coach, passing game coordinator, so Chip can be a pure OC. Love it.
Okay. So let me just so regarding the Joe Sloan thing, my opinion, make him the quarterback coach, passing game coordinator, co-offensive coordinator, 100%. To Maniac's thing, don't let Garrison tell you that Michigan lacks talent. Maniac, we have position groups that lack talent. All right, Maniac, you tell me this wide receiver room's talented. I'll wait. Andrew Marsh is the only one that I can truly count on. Just where we are, man. Now, granted, let me just pause. We have Jamar Browder, who's developing, not ready, right? You have that's really all I'm going with. McCauley, unfortunately, can't get separation. So no, I'm not in on McCauley. I'm out on McCauley. In terms of like true talent. Can he catch a damn ball? He can. But he has a hard time getting separation. What am I supposed to do? Lie about it?
Yep. Fire Bellamy. All right. So Ryan with the 10. This team is going to be loaded coming up. Love that, Ryan. Thank you for that. Love the optimism. And I do think we're the 26th year with when those guys come in, led by Savion Hyder. There's going to be some true freshmen playing right away.
Well, what's the thing? The young guy, look how young we are. 3 redshirt freshman offensive linemen. Like, boys, this team will develop and grow. I mean, to even be playing at the level we're playing at, metrically speaking, or being at 7-2, we are the youngest team in the Big Ten. We have the youngest starting offense, I believe. I think I saw the youngest starting offense. We have 3 redshirt freshmen on offensive line. We have a freshman quarterback. We have a redshirt freshman running back and a true freshman wide receiver. It's youth. And if Zach Marshall starts at tight end, he's a redshirt freshman. Isn't he a redshirt freshman or a redshirt sophomore? Regardless, young.
Yeah.
Sophomore. Young. Team's young. It's young.
There we go. So here we go with our Northwestern preview. Michigan heading to Wrigley Field this Saturday, noon Eastern, big noon kickoff on Fox. I'm sure Gus Johnson's going to be doing a lot of baseball metaphors and joining us as our special guest to help bring us through the Northwestern football program and what to expect, players to watch. Let's bring on Matt Shelton from Wildcat Report. Matt, thanks for coming by Michigan Live. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Great. Glad you're here. And it is a very interesting matchup here. Michigan going to Wrigley Field, favored by 12.5, but it is going to be at Northwestern's current home stadium, right? Until the new one is built up and ready to go, right? So I guess just first and foremost, like, what excites you about this matchup? Like, just high level, what do you think about this matchup as we get closer?
Yeah, from an excitement perspective, I think for Northwestern, in terms of their ability to stay competitive, I think they're excited to not be playing USC's offense. They're very much a conservative style defense of kind of laying back, asking a quarterback to make a lot of tough throws, asking receivers to make plays. And USC kind of said, sounds great. We're going to go do that. And we're going to score 38 points and run away with it in the second half. And so I think their angle in this matchup, if that's kind of what you're looking for, of kind of how Northwestern thinks they can stay competitive, is that, they hope that, Underwood is not going to be able to make the throws that Maava could, and that they're going to have to try to force him to be more to try to dissect the defense more, and that they're going to be able to key in on the run game with, forgive me if I'm wrong, I believe Haynes is doubtful or likely not playing.
Yeah.
As of
It'll
right
probably
now,
be Marshall.
It
Okay.
will probably be Marshall. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I'm obviously not
Oh,
as
you're good.
plugged in on that as you guys are.
Yeah.
So that was another thing for me to watch come into this game, is that for the start of the year, Northwestern had a very strong defense. Even when they played a team like Oregon, they had a pretty good showing defensively early on. Last couple games, they've had some serious tackling issues. They missed 17 tackles against Nebraska. They missed 16 against USC. So I think that'll still be the case to some extent with Marshall, but obviously a player like Justice is, kind of would have been at the top of that stat sheet of we got to make sure you get that guy down. So if he's out, that's going to help them a little bit. But I still think, for as much as they'll want to key in on the ground game, that will be the big kind of crux of the issue, is can they make open field first tackles on Michigan in the ground game?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about your defense too is it's not like, the passing game or the passing defense is the weak point, or the running game defense is weak. No, the defense is pretty rounded in sense. Like, is it at the top of the Big Ten? No, but it's in the top 10 in most categories. But to your point though, Jordan Marshall, who is our backup running back, our R1B, RB1, our RB1B, but he's going to have to step up. And now the good news for Michigan is he has recently, since the USC game, he's actually played very well. But to your point, Matt, he's not Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes was playing at an extremely elite level. It's going to be a good matchup, man. Going to be a good matchup.
So since we're talking about, we might as well just hit on it some more since we've already started. So Michigan's offense versus Northwestern's defense. And, David Braun, look, when he took over, right, Northwestern, I mean, we were predicting 2-10, 3-9, and he goes 8-5 the first year, right? And so he has built up a team and a defense that I think they can hang, right? Who would you say, Matt, would need to be important in the matchup, like some players that we should be aware of in the matchup of offense versus your defense here?
Probably number one is going to be Matt Uline. He's the kind of franchise middle linebacker. Again, with some of the missed tackle situations last couple of weeks haven't been his best games, but if they're going to stand a chance, he has to be as great as he was earlier in the season. To the point of the defense, they also lost their third linebacker, kind of that Sam spot. Player was Giannis Karlaftis. He went down with a knee injury against Purdue. He's done for the year. They haven't had confidence in putting a third linebacker back out there. They've always run a base nickel, but earlier in the season, they were giving Karlaftis 25 to 35 snaps as teams go to more run heavy or tight end heavy looks. And it's not as big of a deal to be base nickel when you're playing Nebraska or USC, who both like to throw the ball more. Obviously, USC more so than Nebraska. But, I think it'll be a real issue for them playing you guys this week in terms of maybe not having faith in putting a third linebacker out there, and Michigan's offensive line, and also with some of those multiple tight end sets, being able to do some serious straight line, hat on hat running, just putting big bodies on smaller bodies and moving the pile. How well Northwestern is going to be able to stand up to that, I think we'll know very early, and that'll be huge. So then also in the trenches, that'll be the two lead D tackles for Northwestern, Carmine Bastone and Najee Story, whether or not they can hold serve at the point of attack and make it so that Michigan isn't bossing them around. Because for as close as they've been last year, I know that was a very drastic result last season.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask you this: what's the weight of your defensive tackles? Like, are you guys under 300? Are you guys pushing?
I think Bastone's a little over 300, but other than that, everyone's high 290s, which was one of the concerns going into the season. Again, maybe it's a little like armchair quarterback type thing where it's like, why isn't the number higher? I mean, they've held their own against a lot of great teams, but Michigan was one of the clear contrasts going into the season of where it's like Michigan's D tackles weigh a lot more than 300 and ours are at this number. Isn't that going to be a problem? Like I said, they've done pretty well in some games, but also I think Michigan has a chance to be one of the better running teams they played this year, and that's a different proposition than some of the other teams they've played.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you look at it at the other direction, defense, offense, and you're looking at Preston Stone, who is a senior. So the quarterback battle is an 18-year-old true freshman versus somebody who has some experience doing this, right? 5 years, right? Off and on. But I will say that, looking at the USC game, right, he did have a 66% completion percentage, like really good. It could provide some problems. So, I mean, what do you see about the Northwestern offense, especially at Wrigley Field?
I think quarterback is one of the biggest improvement. I mean, honestly, I think almost every position at offense is a big improvement comparing this to last year. Because I think one of the things that, I mean, obviously a lot of things go wrong when you lose 50-6. But one of the things that I thought really flipped that game, kind of broke that game open early, was Jack Lausch threw a pretty bad interception on his first drive. And just from there, the offense was never really able to sustain things. And Michigan just wore them down and kind of, like I said, broke things open. The offense isn't necessarily doing crazy much better numbers. Like, it's not like Stone's throwing for a ton of yards. He hasn't thrown for 200 plus against a Big Ten team, but they're able to sustain much better. So I think that's the aspect he brings to the table that Lausch doesn't, is that Lausch would really throw them out of some games. And Stone's done that too. He had 2 picks against Nebraska, but when I look at Lausch's stat line from this game last year, it was 10 for 21 for 106 yards, 2 picks, 5 sacks. Stone's had bad games, but it's not going to be that bad.
Right.
He'll go into throwaway mode, or the other aspect is that they have a much more reliable ground game. Caleb Komalafe's run for 100 yards in back-to-back games. And I mean, they're not top teams in the country, but Nebraska and USC's defense that's not little sisters of the poor. And they're able to still set the tone on the offensive line, which is a huge thing for them. So Stone is almost more of like a complementary throwing piece. They're going to want to run the ball as much as possible, dictate terms. Their key to success is staying tied or ahead in games, which is going to sound crazy when we're going into a Northwestern-Michigan game to say that Northwestern is going to want to lean on Michigan. But it's true. Their offensive line is really legit this year. They've shown it against high-level teams. If they can get it tied or up early and get into their run looks, it's going to be great. When the wheels have fallen off is it's almost like talking about a service academy, to be honest, even though Stone has made some big throws in key spots. When they fall behind, they have a really hard time coming back, especially when it's multiple scores, just because of how much they rely on the run game. And Stone's been able to have some good games. He's got like 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's kind of been the production there. But yeah, I mean, they also don't really have multiple receivers. Hayden Elegon has come on a little bit, but when you look at that receiving stat line, it's Griffin Wilde, and then it's the rest. So Michigan's probably going to throw the farm at Wilde and dare Northwestern to have their second and third receivers produce. And they've done it in spots, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to win this game.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, so Caleb Komalafi, he's been breaking out the last couple of games, right? So the last 2 games he's had above 100 yards, 125 at Nebraska, 118 at USC. Do you see Michigan kind of bringing 5-6 instead of just relying on the front four to try to stop him? Because it does kind of seem like he is a major threat.
I would. I mean, I definitely think that Stone has some arm strength, and he is able to make some quick reads and quick hits. But I think the prescription for how you try to stop Northwestern is you pack the box, you double or shade heavy on Wildy, and you dare receivers 2 and 3 to make plays in space. And they can do it on occasion, but they haven't done it a ton. Again, as crazy as it sounds to say this in a Northwestern Michigan matchup, but the offensive line has shown they can still beat some of those packed box looks. And Stone has the arm strength to test over the top. But if I were Michigan, I'm asking him to make those throws over and over again. I mean, if you look at his stats, the way he succeeds is when Northwestern is able to give him a clean pocket and time to throw. Once you bring heat, once you get in his face, that's when it's not even necessarily that he makes bad decisions. I mean, he's had some bad games, obviously the 4 interceptions for Tulane, but he's kind of limited that side a lot more since. But he just kind of goes into, which is the right cost management move. He just kind of goes into throwaway mode of he's not terribly mobile. It's more about cutter losses, throwaway. Now it's 2nd and 10 or it's 3rd and 8 or whatever. And then that takes the run game more out of the equation. And like I said, that can really spiral on them.
Yeah, we could argue. I could argue. I would like our quarterbacks to sometimes throw it away more. JJ almost. I love JJ. He almost never threw it away, right? Bryce does a little bit more, but I actually think that's not a terrible quality, especially if you don't have if the run ability you don't think is quite there.
Let me ask you this: if Michigan's able to contain Caleb, do you feel that's actually probably the recipe for success? Because if you could stop Northwestern's running game, like, would we not say that should be the primary attack? Would we not agree?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, Stone's had good games in the Big Ten. You know, like he led multiple serious drives at Penn State when, I mean, it was the game that got Franklin fired. So they weren't necessarily, and Aller was still healthy for that game. You know, he led multiple drives in that game, but he still finished with, I think, like 160 or so yards. Maybe this will be the game, but he hasn't thrown for 200 yards in a Big Ten game yet. He's much better than it was last season, but he's not a guy that has shown that I'm going to be the one to go out and beat this team. Like, I'm going to take over a game. He's taken over drives, but he hasn't done that for a game. So if Michigan can take away the run game, I mean, that's kind of taking away the teeth of the Northwestern offense. But I also think it's going to be a lot harder to do that against this Northwestern team than a lot of ones in the past. Like, I sound like a broken record, but the offensive line really is pretty good by their standards for this season.
Fair enough. And to be honest, it's potentially a fair argument to say Michigan's interior defensive line's a weak point. And, you know, has the team truly taken advantage of it outside of Oklahoma? Not really. At least not to my knowledge. But I wanted to ask you this before we got to the keys of the game, John. What's your thoughts on the Wrigley Field dynamic? Do you think this is a true neutral game? Do you feel this will be a more of a home game for Michigan? Like, what's your thoughts here? Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. But I just wanted to get your feelings on that.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of blue, a lot of baseball.
Yeah, so you don't think Northwestern fans will travel for this one?
They haven't really for any of them. I mean, a little bit for the Illinois game last year because that's the Thanksgiving rivalry time, and you know but anytime it's been kind of a novelty for the other fan base, like it was for Ohio State or like it was for Iowa. I mean, they've blanketed the stadium, so I'll expect it to be. I mean, who knows? I would love to be pleasantly surprised, and it's packed in purple, but I'd expect probably 85 to 15% in Michigan's favor for the stadium.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of alumni in Chicago. I mean, you know, John. I mean, I'm curious. I was just curious because I have felt, you know, like, is it a true neutral game? Is Michigan? Yeah. So it's interesting. I think that'll help Michigan. Now, I will say this, though. We didn't really talk about it before we get to keys of the game again. John, I don't know why we didn't talk about this. Bryce Underwood, Matt, and I'm sure you know this, has not performed well on the road. He just has. His numbers are very poor on the road. So I'm curious to see how does he respond with it being, to your point, let's say 75% Michigan. Does he feel more comfortable in that environment? That is something I'm going to be looking forward to, observing, because again, Matt, I don't know if you've done a deep dive on his road games, but they're not very good. We'll just say that.
Yeah, there's like home Bryce and road Bryce.
Yep.
That's feel like that's par for the course when you're a young quarterback. Yeah, I don't think it'll be in terms of crowd noise. It can be a quirky environment when it comes to field of play. Wrigley has it down to a science, and it's impressive how much they change from baseball season to be able to fit a football field on there. But end zones are going to feel tight for the receivers, and there's been a couple situations with whether it's a goal line stand where you're having 5-6 plays right in the same yardage in short succession, or just kind of with some of the sod and grass going down where the footing's not as sure as it would be on turf. So maybe a little bit of growing pains for Michigan playing there for the first time, and Northwestern's had, I think 4 or 5 of these games now in the last few years. So they know how to do it and how certain things are going to play. But I don't think of this as a hostile environment necessarily. It's a road game and there'll be the travel effects, but I don't think there'll be, any issues with snap counts or play calls or anything like that.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, with that said, and I do think it's I love when it's like a unique venue like that, and a historic venue. So it should at least add to the interest of the game from fans. So for keys to the game, Matt, what would Northwestern? What are a couple of things that Northwestern would need to do to pull off the victory at Wrigley?
I'd say establish the run and get up early. If anything, I've honestly started considering that they should start looking into taking opening kicks, just because of how much better their offense functions when they're tied or ahead. If they can get up 7-0 or whatever, even 3-0, they can really burn clock. Like you've seen it in a lot of their, like the game versus USC. Obviously, it looked very different, but the opening drives took up the first between the two teams took up the first 14:30 of the first quarter. If they get the ball and they can do what they want to do, they'll sit on it. So if they can get their ground game going, get up early, apply some pressure, try to get Underwood to start forcing things a little bit, those are the two keys to me. If they can get an early lead, they've been able to succeed. But otherwise, again, the other stat is that they haven't scored more than 22 points in a Big Ten game yet this season. Yet at the same time, they're 3-3 in their Big Ten games. It feels crazy to watch sometimes, but if they can get up, they really can bring it to bore on a team.
Okay. Is he giving a score prediction?
Yeah, let's do. We could do predictions at the same time. Sure.
Yeah, give us a score prediction, Matt.
Me first?
Yeah.
I'd probably say Michigan 27, Northwestern 21.
Okay, yeah, it's around where I'll be too.
I will I don't even mean this disrespectfully, but I'm surprised Michigan is getting as many points as they are.
What is the spread, John? I'm sorry if I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so Michigan is favored by 12.5 according to our sponsor FanDuel, and the over/under is 41.5 total points.
How dare you, Matt? No, I'm just kidding. No, you're
12 just feels like a lot to me.
It does.
I'm not even I'm not tripping Michigan, but I just feel like with
I agree.
the way Northwestern's defense runs, I just don't feel like that's going to be a 2-score situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on the under on that. But I'll give mine after I get my points. So to me, it's stop the running game for Northwestern. I think if we stop you guys, we make you one-dimensional, we put it on Stone. I don't feel like with our defense, and I don't think we're going to rush more than 4, to be honest with you. I think they're going to be gap responsible. That's how we've been playing lately, Matt. We were blitzing a lot. We've kind of calmed that down a bit, and actually the defense has played better. I do anticipate Michigan to not be overly aggressive, but I guess we'll see. I mean, maybe they want to make the quarterback uncomfortable, but I really think they're going to be try to be run disciplined, and I think that's going to be the way to approach this. Bryce Underwood. I need Bryce Underwood to play good. That's a key to the game, John. Just play good, brother. It's on the road. You can do this. You can get us over 200 yards. You can just probably 2 tutties. play good like he can, and that's a big deal for us because, like, again, like we said, Matt, struggling on the road recently, and it's made some fans a little ask some questions, right? The last thing is we got to tackle well. Continue doing what we're doing here. I want good, sound tackling. I feel like if we can do those three things, John, Michigan's going to win the game 28-17. That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, so keys, and I would say this is a key for both teams, Northwestern and Michigan. Who is going to be the best at stopping the run? Right? Jordan Marshall obviously just came off of a 180+ yard game. However, obviously we've been talking about your running back also has had some really strong games. Who stops the run better? Who stacks maybe one or two extra guys in the box, limits the run potential? And then who's quarterback, if that were the case with both teams? Bryce is going to need to step up a little bit, work on his footwork, work on his throwing motion, and stand in that pocket. Devin Gardner's been talking about that, standing in the pocket and not getting happy feet right away. Like, that's going to be very key because I do believe Northwestern is going to try to stop the run at all costs. And so I think those are some of the things. Obviously, time of possession, another one that's a key for both teams. Who wins time of possession? Because remember, Purdue was way ahead in time of possession for a while until Michigan did make some of that gap up late. But, I think this is going to, I think we can't take Northwestern lightly. I think this is going to be something like a 21-10 type game. 21 Michigan, 10 Northwestern. I don't see a high scoring game here. I would pound the under because I don't see a ton of scoring.
Yeah. Because what's funny is I just looked at the time of possession stat. I didn't realize this, but Northwestern, they are 4th in the Big Ten at 32 minutes a game. I mean, they're Michigan, for reference, is 15th in the Big Ten, 29 minutes a game. So, I mean, even though it's a 3-minute difference, it matters. So that's interesting to see there. I mean, you're right, John. For Northwestern, it's probably, not to steal Matt's thunder on his keys of the game, but I mean, look, it's probably make Bryce uncomfortable, effective running game, win the turnover game, and hold possession. I mean, that is, hopefully, Matt, that doesn't happen. But I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, listen, I'll tell you this, Matt. We find, that you guys, you don't watch our show, but you should though. No, I'm just kidding. But we respect Northwestern. I think you guys have done a pretty respectable job, all things considered. I think it's a pretty, I know you guys just took 2 hard losses. But you guys have played well this year, for the respectable this year. And look, we also lost to USC. So I mean, it's not Northwestern, you should have got them. No, I'm just kidding. But the truth is it should be a good game, and also know this as Michigan fans, like we're in observation mode right now as a program. Like we don't know what we have yet. Like we see talent, we see promise, but there's a lot of questions, and that's kind of where we are as fan base.
If I can ask a quick question in return, is that okay?
Yeah,
of course.
Is there any hope that Michigan is looking ahead to Ohio State? And because I know normally seeing a bye week coming into the game ahead when Northwestern is playing a game, that's always tough. But is there any hope that a lot of that is going into Ohio State prep and the Northwestern Maryland games are taken for granted?
Yes, I think so. And in fact, I would say Northwestern and Maryland both could be look ahead games, because remember, Michigan takes the rivalry so seriously that every single week they run beat Ohio drills. Right. Every single week. Even if Ohio State's 10 games from now, beat Ohio drills on a certain day of the week. Yeah, like literally all year beat Ohio drills. So Ohio State is always in Michigan's mind, even if Sharon Moore claims that it's all about Northwestern, it's all about Maryland, right? So I actually think there is some potential danger of that.
I think some actual tangible evidence is the youth of the team. I mean, is the youth of the team focused one game at a time? Like I'm sure, I don't know, Matt, if you heard, but 3 redshirt freshman offensive linemen, a true freshman at wide receiver, a true freshman at quarterback, a redshirt freshman at running back, potentially, again, Zach Marshall. I'm not sure if he's a redshirt freshman or a redshirt sophomore, but regardless,
Sophomore,
young.
I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're right. So, hopefully not. Hopefully they're not. Hopefully they're dialed in, locked in. But I mean, to say it's not even, because here's the other thing too, Matt. It might even be not even that. What if the pressure of this game, like how we open the show, this is a playoff game for us. We cannot lose. So it's not even like, yeah, you're battling Northwestern, but you're also battling the situation, the ramifications. Like we cannot. So is the team going to come out tight? Is the team going to be in a groove and relaxed? Like, sometimes come out of a bye, you can be rusty. They're a young team. I don't know. So like, again, we have question marks. We're in observation mode as a program. I mean, it's interesting because like we don't truly, like when it comes to our head coach, Matt, we don't like, there's a portion of this fan base who's out and he's 7-2, so it's we're in a interesting position as a program, and there's a lot to be excited about, but there's also some questions, like I mentioned.
Absolutely. For the offensive lines, also Northwestern is kind of the opposite. Northwestern's offensive line is old, bunch of grown men. They're left. I think 4 of the 5 are in their 5th year or later of college football. Also, I mean, on the other hand, you have a redshirt freshman at left guard in Zomo Radikai, but otherwise, again, those are all very experienced guys. So to that point, it'll be a definite contrast there.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Well, thanks, Matt. Just want to say appreciate you coming on, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm the managing editor for Wildcat Report. We're Northwestern's On3 affiliate. So on3.com/sites/Northwestern. And then you can see my Twitter handle there at @M_Shelton33.
Very cool. All right. Give Matt a follow. Really appreciate you coming on. John, do you have any final thoughts before we let him go?
No, definitely check out Matt's work at Wildcat Report. Follow him as I have, and I encourage everybody here to give him a follow. Check out his work. I appreciate you coming on and just giving us the skinny on Northwestern.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good day, man.
Thanks, Matt. All right. So thank you again, Matt. And we've been batting pretty good average with our media guests,
except for the Spartans.
Except for the Spartans. I am gonna I will be putting out a tweet to just, if anybody has a Maryland guest. My Maryland guest hasn't gotten back to me yet. So so if there's a Maryland guest, yours truly will actually be going to that game. So I will be going to Maryland. So we'll discuss how we're going to do post game later on that. But I will be going to that one. I try to go to at least one a season, and it just makes sense because I live in Maryland now. So it's pretty perfect. Okay. Couple of super chats. 23 Tails with the 20. Bryce's quarterback coach needs to be fired. How this late in the season is his footwork this bad? Another note, the top 15 teams' play calling just looks better compared to Michigan offensively.
Well, his quarterback coach is Chip Lindsey.
Chip Lindsey.
Unless you mean his personal coach, which I'm sure he has. Yeah, he's not going anywhere, but we do probably need to hire a coach, get rid of fucking JB Brown and get a true quarterback coach. I mean, that's what I would do. Yeah, I mean, regarding now, okay, look, 23 Tails. I mean, look, no one is saying, like, look, the passing game is ranked 106th in the nation. No one, I am not saying this is acceptable. That is not my position, and then, like, I also feel like I was a little misunderstood when I said, people like Michigan has talent. I fully agree Michigan has talent. I'm just saying there's position groups that lack talent, but the team has talent. That's so. But regarding the offense, look, the running game has carried the offense, and the running game has a high average, and that's probably, that is one of the things that's propping up in its efficiency metrics. But we have seen the passing game fairly effective at times, fairly effective. So how does it look going the rest of the year? We're going to find out. I mean, look, it's the second bye week. How often do you see teams get 2 bye weeks? It's not common. It's more common now because they've extended everything. But yeah, we're going to find out, man. I mean, look, I'm still in wait and see mode. I'm not sold on the passing game. I mean, I along with all of you, and the passing game has not been good enough. So we'll see what the boys can do with these final 3 games, though.
There's no doubt. There's also Bryce's private quarterback coach, Donovan Dooley, who has been working with him for a long time. But as far as on the team, it's Chip.
But can we? I do not feel the private quarterback coach who helped build the #1 high school prospect out of high school is the problem.
No.
I feel the true problem is I hate what I'm going to say.
Like a Joe Sloan type to be the quarterback coach. Dedicated.
Well, yeah, sure. A true dedicated quarterback coach would be value added. But the true problem is this offense is not built for an 18-year-old freshman. I feel myself getting angry. Freshman quarterback. You have so much youth on this offensive line. You have wide receivers who can't fucking catch. You have tight ends. Where they go? They fucking hiding?
Yeah.
Like we don't have the support system for an 18-year-old freshman quarterback. Now, that's not an excuse. Bryce still has to play better. He's missing open guys. We agree.
Mm-hmm.
We agree. But it's not the best environment for a kid who was 17, 2.5 months ago or 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we have the weapons right now. And I mean, play calling, I don't agree is anywhere. Like, I think Chip is calling plays just fine, but you don't have the weapons to execute it. Bryce needs some dedicated quarterback coaching to lock in, work on his footwork, work on his throwing motions, especially because he had it earlier in the year. So he's getting a little in his head. He's obviously getting maybe from a perceived lack of pass protection, maybe just because, we're getting into later in the season. He's taken some hits. He's been in the ice bath. I mean, some of that's a factor, but just, got to lock in, got to hit some of these.
You also have this. This is something that I don't think. When you feel like you have to do it all, which it's possible at times, Bryce Underwood feels like I got to will this team to victory, or I got to carry it, even though he has a running game he can rely on. But it's possible Bryce is taking on too much responsibility. Like because of this, he's overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing within the system, within the framework of the offense. You have him trying to make plays instead of just doing the simple play. Now look, would we not agree though? Again, give Devin Gardner credit.
Mm-hmm.
He literally called it like 4 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
His concern was Bryce Underwood regressing because you have the Samaj Morgan drop passes. You have offenses stalling out when Bryce Underwood was not the reason why. But then what you see in these most recent games, John, now you have Bryce Underwood missing open guys, not making the correct play, overthinking. It appears. Why? Because he's potentially he is feeling he has to do more than what he really should. He feels he's putting the team on his shoulders, the offense on his shoulders. He feels that it's on him. I mean, could you imagine being a quarterback? Could you just think about this on some honest shit? Could you imagine being the quarterback of Michigan? Obviously, that'd be dope. But these are your passing threats. Who can you count on?
Andrew Marsh.
All right, that's one. He's a freshman. So I just feel we need to just let it play out. I can't draw any conclusions yet, but I don't think it's the best setup for a true freshman 18-year-old quarterback. Like, I don't care how talented the kid is. I mean, all right, last thing. I'm sorry, John. It just came. You want to know why a lot of quarterbacks fail in the NFL? It's not because they're not talented. It's because they don't have the support system. It's because they don't have the scheme. They don't have the support system, or their offensive line's getting them killed. Now, Bryce's offensive line's not getting him killed. In the scheme, I don't feel is the problem, but I don't feel he has the weapons that can make him feel confident out there. That's the other thing too. What's his confidence level at? Like if I'm giving you a fucking 2-yard pass on a 4th and 1 and you drop that shit, that hurts everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's my rant.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, just basic throws. Like he needs to slow down. Just take what's in front of you. Like you've got to check down, take it. You've got somebody deep who's open, like McCauley was on that interception. Try to get him if he's that open, right? Like he needs to go back to basics and just look for the open guy. And, not every throw is going to be perfect, but at the very least, like if you do that, then I think it's fair to say you can hit that 65% completion that I think would be exactly where we need to be, especially with his running ability to get to the playoff. So Nick is taking it in a whole other direction. He is watching the basketball game, and he's asking, does Dusty May rub butter on players' hands before games? WTF.
So unfortunately, we were doing the podcast. I was trying to watch some of the game. Didn't get to watch all of it, so I can't say I can give you an accurate, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. I'll say this because I was reading the comments. You guys were actually keeping me updated in the game, so I want to let you guys know I appreciate that. It's too early to judge anything. Look, Oakland, we looked elite. This game, it appears we struggled from what I was reading in the comments, from what I could see vaguely while doing the podcast.
85 Michigan, 84 Wake. That's the final score.
Better to learn from victories than losses. Let's see if the boys, the other thing too is I was reading the comics like, oh, Yaxel Landenberg, can we get our money back? Boys, he's good. He's a good player. So if Yaxel's playing, like my guy Mark here, he's like, Yaxel's poop. I promise you. All right, I guess I shouldn't promise, but I feel confident in saying he will perform. He's very talented. He's very good. So, understand he is dealing with that wrist injury. Okay, which is on his shooting hand. He's playing on the opposite hand, guys. At least he was last game. I didn't get to watch this game, so I'm not sure. But, I can't say I'm concerned yet about Michigan. I mean, I guess I didn't watch this game, so that's easy for me to say, but too early. We're in November.
23 appreciates the rant. And go blue right back at you, 23.
And look, I always hold this position. I may challenge your position or a position or whatever. In time, we'll see. Right. And also anyone who wants to debate any of my positions, go ahead. Thursday, call and show 8 p.m. You're always free to do that. I am not against a counter position that goes against my own, but I just feel there's more complexity to the Bryce Underwood situation, in the quarterback, like the offense for Michigan. I just feel it's almost like a mixed bag. That's like a perfect storm almost, just in terms of and like someone else, like Sherrone Moore, second-year head coach. Exactly. Like everyone's learning, and like the other thing too, and like now I'm going on a rant, but John, you look at those metrics, right? Look at the youth of the team. We're going to be that elite team in 2 years. Like as long as this team sticks together and they keep growing and developing and Michigan keeps bringing in the talent, we're going to be like the trajectory of this team is without question national championship contention. We're a borderline playoff team now with all this youth.
It's true.
That's my position. Now, I will say, let's see how these next 3 games go because that will determine a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we might get, if Haynes comes back, if Rod Moore comes back, there's some talk Rod Moore is going to come back for the Ohio State game because that'll be his 4th game, and he can still take a red shirt. So we might see a couple of players that we haven't seen in a little while who are big impact players come back for that Ohio State game. So 10-2 is still on the menu, y'all. Hope is still on the menu. And I think we will see a lot more once we get through Northwestern and see what that game is like. Mm-hmm. We do have a one more topic. So as a lot of people know, an investment fund of the University of California pension system is in negotiations with the Big Ten to infuse $2.4 billion in immediate cash infusion to all 18 schools in the Big Ten and help create the Big Ten Enterprises subsidiary. Now, it's a 20-year agreement, and what this would mean is that the current deal, that expires 2036, would get the grant of rights would get extended to 2046.
Yeah.
So Michigan and USC have something to say about this. They say, "Oh no, you don't."
For different reasons, right? John, explain the USC angle, because you were breaking that down for me.
Yeah. So USC would be considered a tier 2 program in the arrangement, so they wouldn't be making the same amount of funds as like Michigan, Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So that's very obvious and understandable why they wouldn't want to agree to that. However, Michigan, well, why would Michigan want to give? Like, they're good. Like, we're good. We got plenty of cash.
We don't need it. We
got one donor covering our entire fine.
Yeah.
Just like that. We don't need it. And so it's just benefiting every other school. Yeah. When they all were just ratting, we're crying to the moon about the about Stallions and the nothing burger there. Right. And so they were crying about that. And now we're gonna help them. I think that's kind of a key point for Michigan. And also Michigan doesn't want to be locked till 2046. Look at how good Notre Dame is doing being independent. They're making $60 million from NBC. So like Michigan doesn't want to be tied in until 2046. So Michigan and USC are against it for slightly different reasons, but it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, why would Michigan want to increase the competitiveness of all the programs in its own conference? Why would Michigan want millions of dollars to go to other schools' NIL funds so they can raise their ratio that they're giving to their student athletes? Why would Michigan want to then, by increasing, what happens, John, when you increase cash flow into a marketplace? Price of goods go up.
Price goes up, inflation
goes up. Price goes up. Mm-hmm. So Michigan doesn't need the money for facilities. Michigan doesn't need the money for recruiting. Michigan doesn't need the freaking money, and I will give credit to John Rhodes, JR. He had a breakdown of the deal, and essentially saying the investment firm, the pension fund, essentially is they're investing X amount of money because they believe their return over X amount of years is going to make an ROI. And there's no risk to the Big Ten, because if it doesn't make a return on investment, Michigan's not penalized. Or I'm sorry, the Big Ten's not penalized. So that's why the other members in the conference say this is a good deal. It's a win-win. It pumps money into the conference. There's no penalty, except the extension of the grant of rights. I guess you could argue that's a penalty, but that's where it's at, John. But it's interesting, and Buckeyes agree. I've talked to a lot of Buckeyes. I've even read a lot of Buckeye perspectives. They're not happy about this. Why? They don't want this. Oregon's another one. That's interesting. Why would they want this? That makes no sense. Aren't they also in that tier 2 category? What fits the tier 2 category? Do you know that, John?
I don't know all of them offhand, but I know that USC, that was their reason, is that they would be in a lower tier.
Okay, I thought maybe it was because of the expansion, but that's interesting. Michigander goes, this is socialism.
In a way,
Yeah, to an extent, because you're giving everybody like because the Big Ten conference is so valuable, and it is in terms of its value, right? In terms of what it's worth, and it's because of the brands. Like, is the Big Ten? I believe I saw an estimate of like 24 billion is what the Big Ten's estimated at. Is that because Rutgers is in this conference, John?
No.
What about Purdue?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay. So probably not Northwestern or Maryland.
Mm-mm.
Right. So that's why Michigan's like, listen, you guys are getting this because of us. So I mean, it makes complete sense why Michigan be out on it. And I think a lot of college football fans agree with the position. There's no need to what does this really do? Except pump more money into a market that is only going to create more parity. And then you have schools like like Oregon and Michigan, who are
might as well say Nike.
Yeah, who are going to outbid you with your money, but you're just going to make it more expensive on Uncle Larry. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we come from a selfish position because we are the haves. But the truth is, too, like, why are other schools benefiting from us in a deal we don't want to do? And it's not just us. So let's just listen. Ohio State, USC, Oregon, us. These are the Penn State. These are the top programs, right? So, it's an interesting situation, but it looks like it's gonna go through though, John.
Yeah.
Because didn't the Big Ten give Michigan and USC like X amount of days to make a decision with or without the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think we're looking at a matter of days for this to go through.
Fuck, dude. Could you imagine being in those meetings? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, Sharon talked about it a little bit. He was like, look, I've been involved, but they just have me focusing on the game. But I just don't think anybody's necessarily thrilled. The 15th is when they vote, Michigander says. Yeah, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up real quick.
I mean, but we already know. I mean, we already know the vote's going to go. How many votes do they need for it to pass, John? Do we know this? Do we know this number? Isn't it like, I think it's like, I want to say 3/4. I could be so wrong, though. Does anyone know how many votes they need to pass? It doesn't matter. It's going to pass. There's only 2 teams against it, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you, and I know somebody will probably take liberties with this shit, but I kind of want Michigan to go independent. I kind of do, man. Fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck the Big Ten, dude. Like, really. Like, we don't need the Big Ten. We don't. Now, I'm not saying the Big Ten needs us. Like, they'll still survive without Michigan. But we don't fucking need the Big Ten. We are in the Big Ten because of the tradition and the prestige. That's it. But they keep fucking challenging Michigan, bro. Like, I really am not opposed to an independent route for our pro. I'm so curious with those. We know for a fact that it has been discussed at the region level, especially when things were going down with the whole Spygate shit. I'm curious how far those conversations go and what is actually discussed in that, because I'm at the point where, like, I mean, is the Big Ten even the Big Ten anymore? It's not. Right? It's an expanded conference. It's only going to add more teams, by the way. They're going to get to 20. So, fuck them. Why don't we do what Notre Dame does? Schedule just 2 hard teams and a bunch of fucking cupcakes.
So, according to ESPN, the exact amount of schools is unknown that need to. So, it might need to be everybody, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
I love transparency. I love transparency.
Yeah. Yeah. Unknown. So that's always great. But look, I think it's an open question. Like, do they do this with 2 major programs against? It is a pretty rough precedent if they press on without the wishes of Michigan, USC.
I can't believe Ohio State's for this.
I'm really surprised.
Ohio State's fine. Actually, that's not true. Isn't their athletic department? All right. Buckeyes, do not fucking jump on me. I'm just asking questions. I believe, isn't their athletic department in like a deficit though? And this is not even me taking a shot. I'm just curious on that. I thought I read it was like close to 30 million in deficit like last year. Could be wrong.
Yeah, $38 million deficit.
I'm not wrong.
Poverty program, Ohio State.
Fucking bitches. You broke. I'm not wrong. You broke fucking bitches. Who's right? You know, John?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Get your money up. You wouldn't have to resort to these slutty tactics, you sluts. Pouring some money, you whores.
There it is. All right.
Clip it. Clip that one.
Oh, man. Yeah, tomorrow at Menace is going to be. I can't wait to hear what people say. Yeah, don't worry. I'll stand in the paint. I'll defend Maize and Blue all day long. Ryan H again. This is the second time today, at least. Ryan, thank you so much. 5 of you just got free Those Who Stay Will Be Champions memberships. And folks, I am considering. Let me know. I've gotten a couple of yes votes so far. Watch party on Saturday for the show, members only for the game, the Northwestern game.
Just so y'all know, John broke that news on air. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah. We talked about it potentially for Perdon't, but Perdon't was a night game, and it just didn't. I was doing stuff earlier in the day, and I was just like, nah. So, but this is a noon game, much easier, and I feel like we can have a good time. Okay, with that said, we are up to date here, and obviously we have a whole bunch of shows. We had Michigan Mondays, TJ and Minnie last night. Great show. Watch that. Coming up Thursday night is your call-in show with TJ and Johnny Olden Jr. Anything we should be looking forward to for that?
Nope, just getting ready for Northwestern. Here to talk some ball. Feel free to debate me on anything I said today. We're here to talk football. I'm not opposed to new perspectives, so we're here for it, man. Looking forward to it, and should be a great show, John.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Michigan Postgame Live Saturday, right after the game. We will be here giving our takes, letting you know what's up. And if you remember, and I'm thinking I'll just open it up to any member, leaders, those who stay, Connor Stallions, come on by. Let's watch some ball together, talk about it. If you're a member, join us. And if you're not a member yet, throw the link right here so that you guys can join really easily. And I'm going to open it up to any level of membership. So,
of course,
leaders and best, those who stay, Connor Stallions, join right there. And with that said, we also want to remind everybody every day, practically except Sunday, the college football show with Mark Rogers, which is a great program. Everybody should check it out. Let Mark know that John and TJ sent you, and we'll post the link to the one. Although that might be because of the so we just had the college football playoff ratings breakdown, so that might have sufficed for the show tonight. So I'll pop that link in the chat if y'all want to check out the college football ratings breakdown that he did. And aside from that, obviously we also want to give our sponsors one more shout out. Almost forgot that. I'm glad I didn't. Let's play a quick little video from the Win Agency here, letting you know what's up there.
Hey, Michigan fans! Another exciting win for the Maize and Blue. With temperatures getting colder and the games getting more intense, we know open enrollment for health insurance is right around the corner. Open enrollment for 2026 goes from November 1st to December 15th for those who want a January 1st effective date. Let Win Agency take care of your health plan so you can spend more time and energy following our amazing team. Give us a call or visit our website today. Go Blue!
All right. Thanks to Win Agency for that. And of course, we've got Healthy Dogma. So every Michigan fan knows the feeling of family. And for many of us, that includes our dogs. Healthy Dogma believes in feeding them like family with ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. Order at healthydogma.com using code 25GoBlue. Save 25%. So there you go. Feed your dog good stuff. And heck, whether it's the pet mix or even just some duck flavored treats, might as well. I know dogs love them some duck flavored treats. So
25% off, John.
That's pretty good.
Midwestern sourced meats. Healthy Dogmas committed to providing homemade, made easy meals that pet families can trust. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Do a deep dive on what's in your dog food. It's a dirty game out there. Your dog food, your typical dog food, John, for those who don't know, a bunch of fillers, a bunch of cornmeal, a bunch of bullshit. I'm just gonna let you know that. And it ain't healthy for your dogs. I'm just gonna let you know that. And I'm not just saying that because of this. I went down that road 8 years ago. I did that research 8 years ago, and that's why I'm happy to be partnered with Healthy Dogma.
Absolutely. And we do have some people asking, is there a third hour? So that you're thinking of our call-in shows. So Thursday night, $100 per hour. And I don't know why Mark was talking there. I think I had a browser open. So anyway, there's no third hour of this show, but Thursday nights, $100, unlock a second and third hour. And then for the post game, $150 per hour. So definitely, those are the shows you can contribute, add additional hours to it. Although this one just naturally almost at 2 hours with the contributions of everyone here. So even though we don't have a official extra hour thing, if you super chat, we read them, which means the show is longer because of that. So
you see Lance, they might do another hour if you pay $1,000. That's hilarious. Okay, so first let me just answer Marmar. Brother, I'll give you a call. I have to make another phone call after this. Crazy fucking day, bro. And then to Michigander's question, is my work season done? No, we're in cleanups now. And then winter's coming, salting, plowing, all that shit. So no, we're up slammed. I'm gonna be real. I've fucking been working all day. I got home from work today at like 6:30. Had to put out some fires on the phone, ate dinner. John, what time did I get here? What time did I get here before the show? 7:59.
7:59.
I'm so fucking busy, bro. But it's all right. I mean, it could be worse. That's how I look at it. I could be doing nothing. So all good, all love. I'll get to you, bro.
Yeah. If somebody wants to drop 1,000 in the next minute or two, we'll consider that. But anyway, yeah. So folks, want to thank everybody as always, whether you're contributing, whether you're gifting memberships, whether you're just hitting the like button, whether you're just viewing the show, whether you're listening to it on your commute, whatever. Thank you. It's extremely appreciated, and all of you are just you make the show. So 100%. Lance is saying hit that like button and join the become a member. And even if you don't have the funds to become a member right now, hitting the like button is huge. And I don't think people realize it's just this little no. That is like one of the most major things you can do to help get the show visibility. Did
you learn the new thing YouTube's pushing?
Yeah, the hyping. Yeah, there's the hyping option, and I have checked. It's enabled on our channel.
I don't fully understand it, bro. Because they give you like 1,200 or 1,400 points, and like if you use it, you lose all 1,400 fucking points. Why 1,400 points? Why not 10 points, 1 point, 100, 1,000, John, 1,400. Okay. It's that 6-7 dumb shit, bro. It's like, I swear to God, I'm about to be out yelling at a cloud. Society's losing fucking IQ points, bro. I'm just all love though. Stay strong, my people out there. It's getting real out here. AI's taking over.
Getting real.
Be on the lookout.
Yep. GPT. Gotta watch out.
Grok.
Right. All right, y'all.
That's the one I'm watching, John.
Yeah, watch Grok. Yeah.
That shit.
Okay, folks. Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. As always, you can follow us on Twix at TJ_Ronin at John Diadamo. We have not just college football takes, but other takes throughout the week on whatever is on our mind. So check that out. And any final thoughts?
Yeah, honey mustard is the best condiment with mozzarella sticks. Anyone who wants to fucking argue that, Thursday call and show 8 p.m. You are out your mind. You don't even know. I've been debating people about this. They don't understand, John. Have you had the honey mustard with the brother? I promise. Mozzarella sticks. I don't even respect a restaurant without mozzarella sticks. If you don't have mozzarella sticks in your appetizer or shareable, shareables, fuck is that? I'm not sharing nothing. Those are mine. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't even I literally restaurants will lose points with me if they don't have mozzarella sticks. I'm not even bullshitting. Unless it's like a steakhouse. That's not Chop House ain't gonna have no mozzarella sticks, John. So that's it though. Or a Mexican restaurant, obviously not expecting mozzarella sticks. But if I go to your restaurant, there's no mozzarella sticks, I'm deducting points.
So, but honey mustard over
marinara. I swear to God. Bro, I used to be a marinara guy. I used to, and marinara is solid. It's a good condiment. There's nothing wrong with marinara. Still a strong condiment. It's Jordan Marshall. The marinara is Jordan Marshall. But that Justice Haynes condiment, that honey mustard, dog. I'm telling you, they're both good.
All right.
One's a little better. One's better. That's all.
I also think the quality of the marinara and if you have a bottle, I'll tell you what, a jar of Raoul's sauce with the Costco mozzarella sticks, I'm telling you, heavenly.
Yes.
So good.
Listen, I believe you. And I'm going to say this right now. All TJ needs is mozzarella sticks, honey mustard, Blue Moon, and a cheeseburger. I'm good. I don't need anything else. I don't fucking need anything else. That's all I need. So I'm a simple guy.
There it is. And of course, Lance recommending the because you like the Blue Moon.
Good. I love Blue Moon. Bro. I do. I'm a simple bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't mind Blue Moon. I just if Oberon's available, I'm going Oberon.
See if Blue Moon's not available, and as you know, we went to Ashley's. Oberon's good. I rock with Oberon. I like Alaskan Amber as well. That's my other go-to beer.
Yeah. So, and Costco doesn't sponsor us yet. So,
they definitely have mozzarella sticks, though. You can buy mozzarella sticks.
Yes. So Costco has I believe it's approximately 70 or so mozzarella sticks that come in the bag. So you can have that'll do you for a bunch of football Saturdays. I'm telling you, you get about 70 mozzarella sticks.
Now we need 8.
And maybe you get some of those taquitos. I have literally Courtney and I have been doing these makeshift samplers at Buffalo Wild Wings, but you just get a 70 pack of mozzarella sticks and a 70 pack of taquitos and you're good.
Bro, I'm all on some taquitos right now as well. I fucking do. Taquitos and Blue Moon, excellent combination. Fucking good time. It's a good time.
No love for Dos Equis?
I'm not anti Dos Equis. I can do Gold Equis. I like the gold label more though. No, it's solid. I mean, I like to stay in a certain lane with beer. I'm not a big IPA guy, although I have had some IPAs that are actually good, but I'm not one to wander outside of what I like. I'll give it a shot, but I typically don't wander. I'm simple, John.
Fair enough. All right, y'all. And I guess for me, it's fuck Ohio. I'll be the one today.
There you go.
Fuck Ohio.
Bro,
yeah. Poverty program, $38 million deficit.
Selling the conference out, you mother effers.
All right,
imagine
y'all.
if Ohio State, I'm sorry, not to keep going. Imagine if Ohio State, Michigan, and USC said no.
Then it would probably not happen.
Probably not happen. You let us down.
Ohio has to
What's new?
be, what else is new exactly?
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Well, we will see you next time. Until then, it's Go Blue. We'll see you Thursday night for the Collins Show.
Go Blue.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click Join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.